Yo.
Hey, happy Friday to the world. How you doing, Clark? What's up, man?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Today feels good. It's a good day.
Yeah, man. Man, it's been a week. Yeah, we couldn't do Monday because
you were a little busy.
I had a little busy with the Recruiter Summit that Benjamin Mena put on, which
that was
man,
amazing.
Over 600 people signing up.
Sheesh.
Man, I should have got on day 5, not day 1.
Hey, that was good. I was able to catch some of your talk. I was able to catch some of Keely's talk.
Keely killed it.
Keely killed it. Heard some of day 2. That was a great event, Ben. For the record, like kudos
awesome
to you.
Event.
Kudos
I
to
think
you.
If you guys didn't catch it, go to Benjamin Mena. It's on my page. I posted a couple times with Benjamin Mena. Go to his page. I think he has replays up through this weekend. And then I think it's like $47 to get all the replays going forward. And there's like,
worth it.
Be like 10, 15 hours of just gold in there. Yeah. I mean, if you click my link, I think it's an affiliate for me, but I don't care. Just get it either way, however you get there. That stuff.
We're about the knowledge. We're about the knowledge.
Oh man, I mean, Keely for an hour, Diane Prince. I know Will McGee just wrapped up his hour, and I know that productized hour he gave that to the alumni call last month, and that's a whole. I mean, that'll get you thinking about your services and pricing in a whole different fashion and how to leverage your value as a recruiter. And I mean, that dude had a business that was humming. It was just like, no thanks, I'm going to coach recruiters. So. When you get that tick, you get that tick, right? It's just like, we gotta do it. We gotta give the people the goods.
Need to be scratched.
Yeah, they gotta be scratched, man.
Gotta be. So, definitely. That was cool this week. Feeling like I'm healing like a lot of more wins in the timeline. Feeling a little more optimism in the timeline. Feeling like Brad is here. What's up, Brad?
Oh yeah, who else is here? I forgot to invite. I didn't invite anyone to this. So if you're showing up, it's because you love us. So I appreciate
you guys. It's all good.
They know where we are. You just got to create this event. We just gotta go.
It's good. What's going on in the world? What did you see going on the LinkedIn streets this week for us recruiters?
The LinkedIn streets? Well, everyone thought we got banned on Wednesday, right?
Okay,
it went down.
I did get banned. And then luckily they unbanned me right before they let everybody back on. But I definitely got banned. And then I was part of the people that got through. So
it felt like it. We got some good stuff going. I just posted a testimonial video. Brian Jung and Nick, who were awesome, that are co-founders of an agency, posted Nick's testimonial video that's on the feed. This morning, he's talking about no content experience. He got immediate results. And I saw it live. I mean, I got to coach him. Remember, he initially messaged me, hey, I got to fix like our rec quality. So we covered all that for the first couple of weeks. We got the outreach going on LinkedIn, fixed their profiles, leveraged like what they did well, what they knew. That started paying immediate dividends. They started getting connections, like building out their markets because they're in accounting and finance, like candidates right away, client opportunities right away. Then they started posting content and the market was starved. I mean, in those candidate driven industries like accounting and finance, construction, we've seen it time and time again. Recruiters will come in, like, oh, the emails aren't working or it's competitive and all that. What do you know about the industry? I know everything. I know all the candidates. I'm like, why aren't you telling them on your feed?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, on your profile.
Well, what do I say? Well, it's like, well, come on in. Let's figure it out. Right. And immediately, I mean, Brian is just flooded with all these candidates that these companies, these firms are begging to talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the easiest thing to get an agreement in accounting and finance. Supposedly really hard to get candidates. And these guys just like, they had the knack for getting candidates. So we leveraged the crap out of it. And guess what? They killed it. I think it was 88 revenue.
Like amazingly, when you start talking about, them, right? Some of the things that they care about, not just about you. Like, it's amazing when they'll start to connect with you because they realize that, you understand a little bit about their life. And it is, it's not amazing to me because we talk about hero and guide all the time, but it's everybody is looking for a guide. Everybody is looking for the direction. Everybody's looking of where to go, what's next.
Yeah.
And that's all the stuff we talk about, right?
So first of all, we got
Brittany,
we
Krista.
got Brad. Oh, what's up, Bradley? We got
Bradley.
Krista's here. Oh, Krista, good to see you. Kevin said really good things about was your audio event earlier, Kevin?
Audio event, yes.
Yeah,
She holds one every Friday at 9:30 PST. Okay.
12:30. Oh, I gotta start
Recruiter lunch.
I
think we're at number 66, 65. I don't know, but I love those things. It's a great place for recruiters to just. It's a safe place to talk about things recruiters deal with.
I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna put the bell if I don't already have it. Bell on stuff.
All recruiters should know about just
check it out.
Really should. It's a great group of support.
I'm gonna check it out. I love that. Her, am I saying that right? Career coach. I need a phonetic spelling on that, so I'm pronouncing that your name right.
And we do.
But yeah, I posted the link in there in the chat to the Brian video. There's a couple cool other video testimonials in my link in the featured section, the YouTube playlist. That's super fun. Crystal, we're gonna definitely talk about how not to cold call, but even the example with Brian and Nick, they haven't had to make one cold call, right? They set up the LinkedIn, they set up the outreach, the content. They got people coming to them. They're connecting with people every day with the right messaging, the right approach, right? The right holistic approach. They're not doing any cold calls, right? They figured out some of the MPC approach that works in sending the right messages, we just kept going back and forth on how to phrase things like the right way. So they've been able to open up doors. I think they just got an offer accepted this week on an assistant controller for like another $20K fee.
Yep.
So I think that would clear them past the $100K mark within 6 months. So not a bad ROI.
And I just want to call out that you said
lunch 79.
So a little bit about Brian and Nick and I know, dang, Recruiter Realm. Thank you, Krista. Recruiter Realm, excuse me. But in terms of Brian and Nick, you said that they don't really have to make cold calls anymore.
Yeah.
Huh. How long did it take before they got to a place where that was the case?
I mean, pretty quick.
Pretty quick, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you look, again, we don't mess around with the headline. We don't mess around with the about section. Now they got the featured section with the good content is filled out. I mean, just imagine if you're an accounting manager or staff accountant or a CFO and you go here, like these guys are the real deal. And they are, right? And
so can you go back up to his headline?
Yeah.
Like, let's just analyze that real quick. You're a hiring manager looking for finance or accounting, recruitment expert for accounting and finance professionals. Boom. Sounds like the person I should talk to.
Right.
At least from there.
But probably not the only people that exist, right? That are accounting and finance recruiters that are hitting them up.
100%.
So, all right, well, let's go down next, right? And
what's that first line?
What have they done? What's the whole process, right? Reiterate what you do well.
I work with the top talent in accounting and finance to help them find more opportunities in this job market.
Well, we know what we actually got to do with, but we got to tell Brian if he's probably not on here because he's busy. Heck, they're crazy busy right now. But I'll tell him is he's got to add some of the placements that he's.
That's
made
right. That's right.
Here. So that'll help amplify. So it'll help amplify the social proof.
Right.
But then he had all the content, and they were consistent. I mean, I see him and Nick on my feed all the time.
Yep.
They soaked in everything like a sponge. They showed up to the workshop calls. I mean, within a month, we've cleaned up the way they qualify business and qualify their recs, which I'm doing that with veteran recruiters.
Yes.
Right now, because the market
20, 30 years in.
Dude, companies are pickier right now. I'm hearing way more counter offers or maybe
way
low
more counter
offers.
It
is brutal to see deals through the finish line.
And they're good counter offers too.
And they're good. I mean, especially, oh man, accounting is that's happened. And I mean, there's stuff. Yeah, Brian and Nick had that. I mean, if it had everything accepted, I mean, they would have probably done like a quarter. I mean, like a quarter mil. I mean, it's brutal.
Yes.
So getting to the finish line and seeing it through is really tough now. It's not 2 years ago where people were just hiring just to hire, right? You need multi-channel approach, right? Yeah. Well, so So now to the next step before I go off on another tangent is what this does is making LinkedIn the foundation, because we know the hiring managers are on LinkedIn. We know the candidates are on LinkedIn for 95% of you listening to this.
Correct.
So make that your foundation, right? Fish where the fish are. Right? Don't fish in the desert. You go to the lake, you go to the ocean, right? That's where they are.
But what's the key to that? You got to fish with what? The right bait.
The right bait.
That's right.
The right bait, man. And this is the right bait, right? Leveraging the right tool, connecting every day, giving yourself more opportunities for that bait to latch on, right? Posting consistently, stay top of mind, right? We only have 2% of the people are ready to buy now, right? Right person, right time, right? How many people just send one message and that's it, one call and that's it.
Yep.
So this is like, we had the flywheel going. It showed up every day. They put in the work. It was every single day. I saw them. I was looking at their campaigns. I was seeing their content. That the connection rates were high. The response rates were high. They knew how to leverage people that, hey, I'm actually not hiring, but I'm looking for a job. They knew how to leverage those people. They knew how to find managers that did post a job and get an NPC in the door there and got agreements there, right? And so they were leveraging all that. Anyone on their campaigns, and here's where you don't have to make any more cold calls or cold emails. The only thing you should really be doing is warm or lukewarm emails or calls in terms of, how to be most effective with your time. Because they could look at anyone that didn't accept the connection request, or maybe accepted and didn't reply. They could email them, hey, we connected on LinkedIn, or I shot you a connection request on LinkedIn, right? Like, here you go. Like, just wanted to, like, kind of, here's the reason why I shot you a request, or I figured it makes sense to connect, right? Or they look to connect with someone that they knew was the hiring manager, had an open job. Maybe they weren't responsive on LinkedIn. Well, they had database to be able to get a number, and they would call in, hey, shot you a LinkedIn connection request. So you had this role open for 4 weeks, that you didn't get any applicants. We actually just filled a staff account role in your area. We got about 5 people that might be a fit. Like, do you got time to learn more? Do you have time to discuss more, like exactly what you're looking for, right? Yep. That's not a cold call. That is way more intentional, right? Yep. And that's also like 4th or 5th on the thing of activities that they have to do, because they were getting so much momentum with this. It was like it's like a nice to have.
Yeah. Well, and to like the overall point, and I feel like one of my anecdote that I know a couple of people have heard this before and will laugh at me, but that's okay because I love telling it. It's going to remain true, and that is the overarching theme is, it's a funnel. Like, this is a sales funnel, guys, right? And sales funnels are about bringing in a group of people that have the potential to buy from you, and then you move them along the sales funnel. And that works even with your LinkedIn, when they go from your profile to then go into your about section, like they're going down the funnel, right? Because the funnel is, just problem awareness, a little bit of the how-to, and then a little bit of social proof. And that's exactly what you're providing them. But to our point about the right, catching the right fish, the right bait, like I think this is one of the absolute keys that I always want to harp on. And I'm going to do my anecdote. It's going to take 2 minutes and I'm done. But I think this will make sense for people out there. Imagine I told you that I would pay you $1,000 if you caught me a blue-eyed bellyfish. Okay. And you get super excited, right? Because you know that lake outside your house has blue-eyed bellyfish. Unfortunately, it also has 39 other species of fish, right? But that doesn't matter because you're going to catch that fish, right? So you go out in the boat, middle of the lake, put out that the pole, the sinker, the line,
the rod.
The rod. I don't fish, right? Boom.
Dominicans don't fish. Come on, I don't believe that.
Yeah. But you get a hook though. You get a hook. And you're like, unfortunately, it's a dogfish. Shoot, right? And you spend the next 5 hours on that boat testing different baits, right? Different bait. You end up catching 107 fish, and none of them are blue-eyed bellyfish. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. With your head down, you go back and you tell everybody the bad news, and you're thinking about it. You feel a certain way. And then when you tell everybody, your uncle comes to you, your Uncle Gary, that crazy uncle who knows everything. He's like, you didn't catch any blue-eyed bellyfish? And then he shows you his bucket and he's got 10 of them. Okay. And you're like, how did you do that? Well, I don't like to tell you secrets because you look so sad, but he's going to tell you. The person that went out on the boat, I'm going to tell you this secret. They actually didn't go out.
This is so good. tells fishing stories but doesn't know how to fish. Sounds like most fishermen I know. That's you guys just all got guru'd. You got fishing guru'd.
So the blue-eyed bellyfish, you don't go out to the middle of the lake.
All right, Chris has
okay?
got you though. She loves it. She loves it. She's got you.
You stay on the dock. Okay, you got to stay on the dock. You right? And guess what? You got to use popcorn as your bait. Combine those two things, and it's nothing. So you go out on the dock, use your popcorn, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Right place, right time, with the right bait. And that's what you can provide. Yes, I did a funny anecdote that I've made up at this point with blue-eyed bellyfish, but you get the point. You can use it. You can try over. That's like what a cold call is. That's what a cold call is. You're trying over and over all these things. You send 1,000 emails and you don't get anything back.
Yeah.
You're catching all the wrong fish because you're using the wrong bait. You need to find what the right bait is. For the blue-eyed bellyfish, it was popcorn. What's your right bait? For Brian and Nick, it was an optimized profile with content that speaks to the audience, right? Where messaging is on point. They're running automation in the background. That way they can focus in on their process while everything is going on in the background. And now they just have a flywheel of leads coming to them, inbound, outbound, because they're using the right bait and they know their audience.
I
knew you were doing something.
I'm trying to set up some of the show, everyone.
And yes, that sounds a lot like my family of Dominicans who
I'm dying.
Don't know, but they talk about how they like to fish.
Good. It was so good. Oh man, how do I get this in? Oh, page orientation. There we go. Landscape.
That was funny.
Oh man,
it's so on point, Bradley. That was good.
Dude, just burned. Absolutely just burned. Yeah, I'm trying to get this. All right. Well, I'm trying to get I want to show people this. Because I got this morning. Oh, I gotta go to present. This was fun. I can only get some. Oh, it's probably not really that big people to see, but it kind of cuts off. But I got this email this morning from someone that bought the course a couple of weeks ago. We had he booked like an intro call with me last week, and he had been struggling with cold email. Right, my radio silence I was receiving through cold emails for the past 3 months were making me question my sanity. It cuts off here. But he went through the course. He didn't even get the content course yet, just the sales course. He's struggling with cold email, been at it for a few years, been in the industry for 25 years, but newer to recruiting. So he had the subject matter expertise, right? Had the work ethic, but just kind of was like, what actually works? And if you don't know what you don't know, if you just try what you kind of were told to try, but kind of the way we rethought his LinkedIn, and he actually had the profile fairly optimized to his niche. But we had to add a couple other things, but it was really the system, right? It was the Dripify. It was the messaging approach. It was the MPC approach.
Right.
It's not just a copy and paste template. It's how you think about it, right? It's how you put yourself in the hiring manager's shoes. Like, what are they looking to see? How to identify managers that are ready to see an MPC, right? Not just mass blasting people, but getting super targeted and thinking that through. Now he's on the hook for an $80K fee. Like, right then and there for a $500 course.
Yep.
That was it. Like,
so to that point, right? Like, and sure, like even we'll talk about our own processes, right? Again, sales funnels are about bringing in a group of people that have the potential to buy from you. Eventually, you're going to end up with a very specific group of people. That's what we're doing right now. Like, that's why we're so busy, right? We have a very specific group of people because our targeting is on point, right? And it makes sense to them because the reality is not everybody is ready to buy at this moment. They're not ready to buy all the time. So,
and we're okay with that.
100%.
You have to be okay with that with the
100%.
hiring managers. But how are you tracking leads? How are you tracking target accounts? How do you know if it's an A, B, or C target, right? How do you move target accounts out off the list? You know, how do you put them in, right? How do you build enough goodwill? You know, I was talking to Disa earlier, which we're going to get that testimonial posted next week or two as well. But she went through the 90 days, is on board for another 6 months because we're dialed in on sales coaching with her. she's like, I have so much momentum and so
Yes.
many conversations. She's like, I got a referral the other day from a candidate she talked to, right? Where a lot of people are scared to talk to job seekers when they're doing business development. She talks to a job seeker for about 15, 30 minutes, gives her a ton of value. She gets a job a couple of weeks later, not through DISA, but she gets a job and then gives her a referral, right? She's like, what in the world? Like, you just have the system, you have the flywheel, but then you're serving, you're empathetic, you're authentic, you're giving value, you're understanding that people that are looking for a job, there's so much they could learn from you, from a resume review, from a LinkedIn, and all that. Like, so she has a referral, another cold call she doesn't have to make, right? Like, it's just like that's how it builds, and it's just the waves in the ocean. And you start with like a little wave, right? Like a calm wave, and then it becomes the big, like, perfect storm waves, like just
And
over and over and over again.
and if you ask me from where she started, on getting back to again the theme of the show here, she nailed one of the most difficult aspects of this funnel we're talking about, the person you're going to target. And the reality is, unfortunately, it is not everybody. And usually one of the biggest blows to folks' ego is when you find out that like everybody that you reach out to is not going to sign up for what you have, right? Just because you build it, they will not come. And in fact, the majority of people will not care at all what you have to say.
Yeah.
And like we just have to get more used to that, because the timing piece of it. And I think that's what made so much sense for me over the years of the whole right person, right place, right time. Just being open to the fact that, I mean, I've been there so many times personally where I got an offer that was on point, but I personally wasn't ready. So it's, when that's the case, what are all the other things you're going to be doing? What other aspects of your business can you look at? Where can you look to scale? And understanding that this is just another person in the pipeline, sort of. And then you just keep it moving.
Yeah. She did. Yeah, she had, so it's interesting. She had a lot to learn, but I remember even after the first call, she's like, I learned so much just in that first hour. She's like, I got another 3 months of this.
Can I speak
And
actually?
that's what it, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Can I speak one more thing? Sorry.
Yeah.
To what I just said, I thought your tribe. There's
Yeah.
one thing that we can do on LinkedIn that you cannot do on a cold call. I can build my tribe.
Well, it's the community, dude. I was thinking about that earlier, man. It's like we're engaging each other's content, not just from like a pod and liking and comment.
Yeah.
We always say we encourage that if you like the post. There is no pressure
Yeah.
in the community or into like and boost. We don't want it to be inauthentic. We want it to be authentic. Right? So we really practice what we preach there. But you still get some of that boost and that effect because you're in the group calls with people, you're rooting for people. You see, like, recruiters are seeing how hard everyone else is working on their content. You get to see how much people are improving. It drives you to improve, right? And going through the modules, but then showing up to the calls excited to get better. And we're not doing one-on-one stuff every day. I mean, we're raising a bar. We expect you to get there.
Yes.
Right. We're not, there's no babying when you're in the program. It's at a high level, right? We expect you to bring stuff. We expect you to put in the work. All we need you to do is ask questions and engage and just give it a shot. And we'll get you in the right direction. That's what she did. That's what Brian did. Nick, Chris Rainey, Lacey, everyone, and concepts that are like, wait, that doesn't make sense to me right now. Or how would I do it this
100%.
way? Like
100%.
those things, that's where the learning happens. And then you have obviously the one-on-one calls with myself or you or Christina, right? Christina built a campaign out with George this week. And I was like, how'd the call go, George? It's like, it was incredible. Like, because he went through the modules, he was struggling with it a little bit. And I was like, hey, book a call with her. She's going to get you set up right. And sure enough, like, that's what happens, right? That's how the learning goes. We're not going to put you in a timeout desk and make you learn on your own like some other people might. Yeah. It's like, put in the effort, and we got you. Like, we're going to see you through the finish line, right? Those campaigns are going to get built. That content's going to get written and drafted and look good and be posted. And then we're going to go after it again, right? We're going to give you that pre-sales call coaching, right? Hey, Clark, I got a big call coming up. Can I talk to you for 10 minutes just to make sure I'm prepped? Absolutely. Right? Like, just all those little things, like whatever comes up in a busy day, like, that's what it's about. That's what the community is about. And if you see that, you pull for each other. Yeah.
And if you ask me, what they're all doing with their sales, their content, their automation, and again, we like to say the word flywheel, but they're building a tribe, And more importantly, they're building a tribe of true fans, right? Like, I like to call them life hunters because I talk about this with Clark all the time. I sincerely believe that everybody's just searching for a better life, right? Everybody's just searching for a way to be a little bit better. And usually we confuse what the problem is, being an external problem versus an internal problem. And that's why I call them life hunters that are always searching for a better life. And if you think about them that way, if you think about, as Brian and Nick, who are accountants in finance, if you're thinking about that hiring manager really just wanting to improve his life, he wants to fill that role because, again, he wants to be able to make his son's basketball game, or he wants to be able to get home on time, or he doesn't want to get those text messages from his boss while he's at home. There's always usually something more internal, and that's the stuff that they're learning. That's the stuff that they're applying. And that's like in everything, and it matters in everything, because the more that you're targeted, know your audience, and understand who those true fans are, the more that those words, their words, are going to be used on your profile. And then they're going to associate and resonate with that. They're going to be used in your content. They're going to be used in your messaging to them on Dripify. They're going to be used on those follow-up messages. And then like, probably more importantly, you're going to know what to say. You're going to have direction. You're not going to be nervous about what to say because you're targeted. You know who you're talking to. You've done the grunt work on the front end to understand their dreams and fears and aspirations, how that pain of not having that person, that role filled, shows up for them. And that's what they've done. They've created a sales funnel that relies on the ability to create true fans. And they've created true fans. And that's why they're starting to have success where they don't have to make cold calls.
That's it. I mean, the opportunity to stand out, we talk about all the time on LinkedIn, is unmatched in recruiting. And you need what, 3-5 great new clients this year? You don't need 100 or 200 or 300. Like, it just targeted. Talk to your ideal client, right? That's the other piece. I know Chris was asking, like, how do I not make cold calls? It's talk to your ideal. I mean, we talk about the ICP, your value prop, but that's who you're speaking to.
Yeah.
Is your next great client. I think people get worried about, writing, am I enough? Do I have enough value? I got to speak to everyone. No. Your ideal client, like, how do they work with you? How can they best show up to be a great client, right? To get the most out of you, to eventually solve their business problem, which is, this empty role, this open seat, they're not capturing revenue, or they're not filling the hospital beds or whatever. How you can come across that way. That's who you're talking to every single day. That's all I did starting 2 years ago. I was talking to agency recruiters at small companies. This is what's going on.
Yep.
Right. This is what I'm seeing from a sales side, from automation, from a content. This is what I know can change your life. That's all I do every single day, typically multiple times a day. And that's what I focus. And I become obsessed with solving that problem and showing people how we're solving that problem. And that's, to me, that's how you don't make a cold call. You kind of become obsessed with doing this. You have to have enough volume, but then the quality has to be there too.
Yeah. And if you're around us long enough, which I'm sure you guys will get there, hopefully, you'll hear us talking about worldviews or empathy. And I think that's a good segue. You were talking about a lot of people that have been here for 20, 30 years, that have been recruiters, that have had success for a long time, right? But things change. Tech changes, life changes, demographics change, markets change, society changes. And one of those things that changed, it's called the internet.
What is that?
I know. It's that old school marketers, old school recruiters that we talk to oftentimes are just maybe folks that just haven't recognized kind of the landscape shift. They focus on demographics, right? They key in on specific things that have nothing to do with the pain points of your prospect, which are psychographics, are the things I like to talk about, right? But the internet has made it so that people are able to explore different interests, right? They're not restricted by race, gender, income level, education level, right? That there is no restriction, because you can search online for people that look like you, sound like you, right? And that's what they're doing. All day, every day, people are looking online to solve their problems, right?
And they're addicted to their phones.
Right?
But they're addicted to not answering phone calls, but they're addicted to social media.
And they're also addicted to not answering those emails that they get 70,000 of from these 70,000 places either.
What's our boy Donald Miller say? 3,000 marketing messages every 24 hours.
3,000 marketing messages and that was like 6 years ago. With AI and ability to just
way more now.
Bots, it's crazy, right? But you know,
but here's the other piece. And I had a couple conversations with people that I've been recruiting about 20, 30 years this week. And I love their attitude. They're like, I gotta keep up. I gotta take advantage of this. Like they know what they do well, but like I gotta figure this out, right? LinkedIn, automation, content. I love that approach. But the other piece, oh crap, I forgot my train of thought. I pulled a Kevin.
I know. I had like 18 thoughts.
It's gonna come back to me. Oh, how did that just happen?
No, it's good.
Oh, it was so good.
So what I was going to say about worldview, as Clark is about to remember, that he can cut me off at any moment, is, again, we talk about worldviews because people are online looking for people that share their worldview because they want to reinforce how they see the world, right? So when you can say things,
I got it.
Go, let's go.
I got it.
I knew it would happen.
There is no chance you can compete with the budget of these big brands that do marketing speak.
Yeah.
So that's why I laugh at people when they try to do their little pictures and their hashtags and all that. I mean, I feel for them. I don't laugh at them, but I just,
you know what they're trying to do.
I know too much. I'm just like, all right, let's just like the way you cut through the noise of a big budget and the Nike and all that, even all those big brands, what do they try to do? Tell the story, right? But people, gravitate like a Steve Jobs or Phil Knight or whatever, right? It's still the individual. You are the individual. That is the power. Is in the story, and that's where organic content can win. You don't have to spend on ads or outsource and all that. Like it comes from you, right? That's the leverage you have. Is you, and it's the marketing speak. Let the corporations do that. That's not why people buy from you. That's not why your hiring managers choose you over all the other recruiters, right? Let the Aerotechs and the Robert Half do the very generic marketing. It's like at Aerotech, like we believe in people. It's like, thanks, great. That's not helpful. And it's just like, look, give me great training and all that, but the marketing department was always kind of a joke to us in the office because we knew what mattered was me dealing with the manager on the other side of the table, right? And how do I make them comfortable to kind of work with me? Like that's all that matters. You don't need fancy collateral or any of this other stuff. It's like it's you.
You need your curiosity like a mofo. Like you need when we say things like when you ask questions, right? We need questions. When you ask things like what do you fear? It's not that you're asking what do you fear, but it's like if you don't fill that role, what's going to happen, right? What do you daydream about? When you fill that role, what are you going to be able to do now, right? You got to be curious and interested in that stuff because, and everything we're talking about, and I hear this from so many people, again, back to targeting, back to no cold calls. I know that selling to one is scary. I do. But when you understand that one person shares the exact same problem of thousands of other people, that's where it should unlock you. That's why we talk about like when you write content, think about that one person because that one person has the problems of thousands. So an effective, I call it a story funnel. Y'all call it a sales funnel, right? It's because it delivers the right message to the right person at the right time. And if you ask me, there are only two reasons that people that you don't make a sale, right? The person doesn't have the money or you're not delivering the right message to the right person at the right time. And sometimes it's just timing.
And that is what the system is.
And that's what
constantly filtering for that as soon as you can in the process.
That's right.
To avoid wasted time, to avoid getting burned or wrecks at the end, to avoid being a nonprofit agency and working for free.
Because number one doesn't matter. The person doesn't have money. That doesn't matter.
But you got to filter it out ASAP.
That's
what people do. Is there a budget? Is this approved? All that. Like we get all this. Like, can you move? Can you hire? Can you onboard? Like you got to have that stuff. You got to be talking about that stuff in content, and you got to show up, right? You got to show up every day. That's how you quote unquote get away with not having to make a cold call.
But even like, and this is me assuming a little bit because I've just done this so much, but even the note you brought up about the gentleman that uses emails, right? the people that say that emails don't work usually say it because it's usually a generic message or they're targeting everybody, right?
Well, now his emails probably could work with this approach.
Thank
His
you.
emails probably, and I
Thank
told him
you.
now that he actually knows how to operate that, let's talk about and leverage what is working here and start using that approach in your email.
Yeah. You know, let me real quick again. Y'all know I like anecdotes. If my son was right here, okay, and made a crazy mess all over my house, crazy mess, okay, and then I go to get my vacuum, I turn it on and it doesn't work. And then at that same moment, weirdly, a Kirby vacuum salesman comes to my door and has a Kirby vacuum. Y'all know about that. And comes in here and shows me a demonstration. Then he was the right person at the right place at the right time. And trust me, I was not looking for a vacuum, but I have a problem right there and I need it solved. And you came with the right product at the right place at the right time. And all of a sudden, I'm out $600 that I wasn't going to be.
And I would kindly ask him to stop tapping my phone.
Please.
Because I was like, how'd you know to show up right then and there?
But you get my point.
I get you. No, it's a great point, right? It'd be more of like an Instagram ad of Kirby Vacuum would come up. You're like,
That's
same
true.
day shipping
I haven't had a
overnight, and then
doorbell
next
for
thing you got a
years.
Prime membership and
True.
everything else. Yeah,
That's true. Definitely true.
You know what we haven't done in a while?
What's up? Oh, gotta feed the ducks.
It's been too long.
It has been a while since
Man, it's been forever since we've done 2 of these in a week. We got to do Monday and Friday next week. 'Cause we've been traveling, we've been sick, we're doing presentations. Not enough feeding the ducks. Who's still with us in the comments? What anyone have any wins this week? Recruiting, sales, posting content, setting up some campaigns.
Yeah.
Who had some wins this week?
Messaging. You feel like you know what to say. You feel like you know who your audience is. Got a little more
Who do the 3
understanding.
Cs? Who's
Ooh.
connecting, calling, and posting content every day?
I mean, the better you understand the person you're talking to, the better success or chance you'll have. So,
Yeah,
connect.
what other sites did I cover on the presentation? Covered this content performance. Like, there's people. I am not a guru. I'm not a viral. I'm not an influencer or anything like that. I just show up every day. But look on the right, the demographics. Right, content is one thing. Impressions are one thing. But you ask, how not to make a cold call. Make sure that you're consistent every day. But on the right, that you're connecting, and the people that are viewing your content is the people in the industries that you're targeting. Right. And a lot of people just post to post. So it's not working for me. Well, are you connected? Who are you connecting with every day? I'm not. Right. Or, I was in healthcare, but now I'm in construction. Well, unique construction, a construction network, right? Your whole network is healthcare. Like, no wonder they're not responding to your construction content. Right. So you got to really think it's a 1-2 punch. It's outreach and content, right? Making sure you have the right demographics in terms of industry and titles. Right. And so that effort, that work isn't going into vain every day. So
Yep.
who gets the quickest results? The people that already have that network. Once you know what
Yes.
to say to your market to get
Yep.
them to respond, right? That emotional response Kevin's always talking about. That's why we're seeing recruiters that just started working this year get inbound leads on their first post. So I was seeing, someone, Brian get 2 agreements signed from inbound leads, and he's not even 2 months into the program. And he's not even 9 months into his recruiting career. Right. And so it's
Ooh,
one of those other things.
Krista has a win for us.
Oh, let's go. Ooh, flacking the content.
Oh, we'll talk about that, Bradley.
Come on, Bradley.
We'll talk about that.
All right, what we got? We got to win.
Big win with this was an old candidate calling me with a major update of an amazing role he landed. Even though he wasn't successful landing the role with my client at the time, it is a big win for me that our relationship is. Hey, I
love when candidates call you back and let you know that. Like, it just shows the rapport you built.
Yes.
In there's so many good things there.
Shows the empathy, shows the authenticity, all the stuff we talked.
He believed that you cared about him finding a great job.
Yep.
Right. And it's always a win-win-win when it's through you and you get a fee and all that good stuff. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, guess who he's giving referrals to?
That's
or
right.
He's sending them your way, right? Or if he's in the hiring position, he's calling you. Like, that's
when
just
it's
like
the right
being.
time.
Well, you said a word this morning, Kevin. We were talking. It's like, yeah, we have all these things going on. We're excited and all that, but that you've never been more present.
Yeah.
And, present recruiters are the ones that win.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talk about that enough.
In the moment, 100%. 100%.
But just being part of being an excellent recruiter is to be empathetic and authentic, you have to be present.
Yeah.
But really slowing down the speed up, right?
Yeah.
You get I'm so busy, I got all this stuff going on. If you take a step back, what do you really get done? What did you really get done today?
Right.
And are you doing things that are actually moving the needle, right? Or is having 5-minute extra conversation like Krista probably did with her candidate more impactful? Right? Are you trying to rush off to, because candidates feel that. You could have a great 20-minute conversation. They feel you trying to get off the phone with them. You just ruined all that goodwill you built. Right? So audit your own time and audit how you're using that time. Are you making people feel like they're the only person on the phone, right? They're the only candidate you care about that day.
Yep.
And I remember feeling that with the recruiters that called me when I got into the industry. I just felt like, wow, they're like paying attention to my career, my resume, and what I'm looking to do. And that was pretty cool. I didn't even know they had to talk to probably 10 other people that day.
Yeah. Well, we talk about this all the time, man. And it's like, it's basic human emotion. It always boils down to basic human emotion. It really does. People just want to feel seen and heard. And that gentleman right there felt seen and heard. And the amount of, man, just the amount.
Tribe. He had someone in his corner, a little bit of a community.
Right. And now,
how good is that
now you have what? A true fan that is not going anywhere.
It's when something good happens, don't you look for like the first 3 people you can call?
That's right. You're darn tootin'. You're darn tootin'.
It's like you can be that person for a lot of candidates and a lot of clients.
Should be. Clark, this actually feels like a good place to that was nice, like chutzpah, happiness. This feels like a good place to sign off for the day.
Oh, we're gonna sign off today, right now.
Because I actually have to go. Because my school keeps calling me because my son is fun. And I gotta. So no, that was a great place to stop, Chris. That was a great story. The wins, the love, win for us, the potential.
Wow.
I've been trying to work with for a few months. It's coming. Oh snap! Dang.
I mean, that's BD 15 referrals for business.
Dang. Got it.
I mean,
I didn't just say what I just.
Being intentional.
I was gonna say, I really want to dig into this now.
You got to go.
But Janai,
Brittany, that is incredible.
That's impressive. I really am curious. A potential client I've been trying to work with for a few months. His company hasn't given him the green light to partner with us. It's just that much rapport. Like it's just like you've
razzled and dazzled. Yeah. What was it, Brittany?
Holy heck.
What did you like? How? Right? Like for the people, because we could assume all day. I'm sure exactly some of the approaches you took, but like, what was? Because that's pretty impressive, right? Most people think, oh, I have to be persistent with this account. I'm going to annoy them. Well, clearly you didn't, and that's the magic,
right? That's the magic.
Is Julius causing all sorts of chaos?
Nah, he's good. He's good. It's my boy,
dude. Wyatt's fast tracking. Yeah,
boys do that. Tracking. Boys do that. Boys do one that. And then boom. But I do have to run, y'all. I love you guys. Happy Friday.
Dude, I'll let you run. I'll stick around for a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll see you.
Know what? Hey, it's been real.
We'll talk
Bye,
later.
y'all. Krista, thank you. Janai, Brittany, thank you. Brad, I got you. I'm gonna be in your DMs. I got you. Everybody, Clark, I'm gonna holler at you later.
See you, brother. No, that's awesome, Brittany. Connected with him for years, kept the conversation open and friendly, helping along the way of his career. I mean, that's it. That's it. And I have these conversations all the time with people book calls, and I brainstorm through their strategy, their business development, what's going on, and just slowing down again, being present in the moment. That's exactly what you did here, over and over. it's just people. You just think about how often people don't feel heard in their life. And as a recruiter, you have an opportunity every single day to be that way for a candidate and a client. I think that mental reshift of just like you can be the one, it's almost like a being a therapist for client candidates. But you think about it, right? You're looking for a job as a job seeker. That is such an emotional place to be in, and such a huge shift to make in your life, right? That you talk to someone to kind of slow things down for you and kind of help you game plan and help you know that you can get to the other side, whether it's through you and your clients or through something else or someone else, right? But just knowing that like you want to win, I mean, that is really how you show that you care about people, right? And as long as you're doing that with people that are in your target market every single day, right? That's really aligning with your business goals, but you're serving first. And it's so huge. And Brady, I'm sure that's exactly what happened with this client, right? He knows what you're about, what the problems you solve, who you solve them for. So I bet you the referrals were also probably pretty good because of that piece. And like that's the other big piece, right? You want to make sure you're serving your market that is at least within your ICP, right? Ideal client or candidate profile. And so, yeah, I love that point. Let's see if I can a couple other things that I can show you guys. Um, just any other wins, you guys let me know. I'm trying to go through this presentation. Anyone catch the recruiter summit this week that I did on Monday? The presentation with Ben. I know the replays on there is pretty good, but I kind of covered our whole system from stopping how to stop working with bad clients and then how to get good clients. We kind of covered the whole thing with the automation, with the messaging. I also put the course in the comments. There's a 20% discount code if you do DR show for 20% off for the sales, the content, or the bundle. So you can kind of make sure to check that out here. I'll show DR show in caps. For this for you guys. This is the coupon code. I think I got the link in the chat. We're switching over to Kajabi. So it's digitalrecruiter.mykajabi.com. Should check that. And then you got the sales mastery one in here, and then you got the content one in here. So there's some cool testimonials in here. We've been switching all this over, but people are winning big time with this content, with the automation, with the sales approach, with the messaging. So check that out. You get 20% off. I think that expires Sunday or Monday. So capital DRSHOW. So make sure to check that out. What else did we got? Someone was incredible. Bradley, I know it was, man. I saw Diane went first and she was killing it. I was watching her presentation and she gave me some ideas on what to fix up on my slides. Keely yesterday, I think blew everyone's mind. And that's what he does every Tuesday. He's a coach in the digital recruiter program. And just with the actual plan of target accounts, cadences, those messages, how to look at big accounts, small accounts, like how to plan out for your year, and really the kind of the meetings that you need to hit, the contacts, and all the nitty gritty and getting into the weeds of real business development. Because it's not just about top of the funnel. It's about medium and bottom of the funnel as well. So we got all that stuff in the program. We have like lessons that he's taught about 360 calls and building out target accounts and cadences. We had a great call Tuesday that was how to follow up with people from content that like your stuff, comment, or that follow you or that view your profile, right? What to say, when to say it. So we were showing examples of how to do it in a way that's not pitching, but you get like 10 at bats, you follow up with some people, and 2 to 3 of them are going to open up to you. And the other ones might not, or they might not be ready to talk to you or to buy or call. That was a super impactful call. So people are going to be sharing examples of wins that they've done. We're going to be doing that next Tuesday. Yeah, imposter syndrome, straight up burnout was settling in. Dude, it's tough, right? February going into March, Q1. Clients can be a little stingy, but yeah, dude, the summit. I mean, just that amount of like energy and just that knowledge and that free value, with knowing that there's a community of people that are just willing to kind of give the information, and it's just cool to see recruiters I know, you guys on here just going out and implementing it. Sometimes we just need those small wins, that motivation to just keep grinding on another Friday or another Tuesday, because it's just stuff can be exhausting, right? And there's so much of the process is so key, and that's what leads to results. But man, it can get exhausting, right? You deal with 3 counter offers in a row, or 6 offers declined in a row for a million different reasons, even if you're doing everything right. And it's exhausting, right? We've talked about it before. You can make 30 direct hire placements a year and have an amazing year, right? That's still over 300 days in the year that you haven't made a placement. So you got to need those things to keep yourself motivated. The summit was great. That's why we do these lives. I mean, they pumped me and Kevin up, and hopefully you guys a little bit too. It's really been cool, and we're kind of honored to see some of you guys tune in show after show as we kind of just have fun with this thing. And just kind of build that community and make sure we're not isolated, because it can be very lonely being a producer, being in sales, and you can start to think that it's you, right? You're the reason maybe clients aren't buying, or candidates and all that. Really being able to take a step back and know that a lot of this stuff isn't personal in sales, both with clients and candidates. Like, yes, you got to be able to control how you approach. You got to put your best foot forward. You got to do everything you can, right? With everything we talked about with LinkedIn and content, the sales approach. But at some point, the candidate has to make a choice, right? The clients have to make the choice. And sometimes the best we can do is just put the ball back in their court and be able to have, a community of people that we can celebrate the wins with, that we can commiserate with, and not hold on to the negatives or the losses, but be able to kind of regroup, bounce back, and, give it a go again on Monday. So that's what this is all about. That's what these lives are about. We'll be back Monday at 2 p.m. Check out the course in Kajabi. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the program. People are winning. We love working, one-on-one in the group's call setting with people. We got this whole workbook that Christina created. I'll give you guys a little preview. So everyone that signs up, get this. We have all the sales, all our assignments, all the automation assignments, all the content. We got 30 plus topics here for recruiters. Your one-on-one call tracker, everything's recorded, transcribed for you, all the information. But we come up with your specific game plan, right? So everything's here, and we just got to come up with your game plan here. But you got all the resources in here. We got the whole community. This is all everyone's to keep. It's all in there. So we got a lot going on for people that are in there. We get to work, we fix stuff up, we want you to get results quickly, start to build that pipeline, get the placements quickly. But more importantly, once you know the content that works, once you know how to follow up and on those leads and get inbound leads, and how automation works and it can work for you without spamming and all that good stuff, you can change your life and your business forever. Right? And that's why if you see any of the videos of people we work with that keep talking about, I have a system for life in perpetuity. Like, once you know this stuff, there's no going back. And sometimes you just need that switch, right? And we all need mentors. We all need coaches. So we love doing it. So maybe the time's not right now, but again, keep it in mind, keep working towards the time that you can work with a coach. If you've kind of been on the fence, book a call. Like, there's a link on my featured section on my profile. Book a call. Happy to have a chat, kind of talk through the situation. I'll point you in the right direction. So I'll wrap this up a little early, but y'all have a great weekend. Kevin and I will be back on Monday. Just kind of, I don't know what our topic will be, but if you got any ideas, throw them in the comments if you want to see talk about something specific. But again, we appreciate you tuning in. Have an awesome weekend. Enjoy being with family, friends. Take a little bit of a break. Recruiting is a grind. Make sure to shut the brain off for a little bit. And we'll see you back on Monday. So appreciate you all.